All right, race fans, it's time for heat race action. Les Hayes Memorial here at the mighty Midway, located in Lebanon, Missouri. You got POWRi Superstock. Heat 1 coming out onto the track here shortly. And here's how they're going to line up. On the poles, going to be the 53 at Danny O'Neill, into his outside, the 21W at Ted Welchmeyer. Row number 2 is going to be the 21C of Sean Clare, and the 05 of Del Barry. And row number 3, going to be the 21 of Darren Porter, and the 10A of Dwayne Anderson. Here we go. We're going to stack them up We're just going to stack them up double file. Danny O'Neill, Ted Welchmeyer, Sean Clare, Del Barry, Darren Porter, Dwayne Anderson. That's going to be heat number 1 for your POWRi Superstocks. Lights are down, and they will be green flag racing when we come out of turn number 4. Down the back stretch and into 3. Heat 1 rolls in. First green flag of the night is in the air. Ted Welchmeyer got a good start there, as he's going to be on that high side hustle. He's going to have the race lead. Going to go down the back stretch. Del Barry going to try to follow him. Darren Porter going to be there as well. Danny O'Neill stuck down on the bottom side of the speedway as lap 1 goes to Welchmeyer, Barry, O'Neill, Porter, Clare, and Anderson. It's all Ted Welchmeyer as he's out front in the 21W. And Dwayne Anderson is facing the wrong way. Yellow is out, yellow is out. Hey, Dwayne, I'm just letting you know, guy, you can't park there. So, now we're going to do a Delaware double file. Ted Welchmeyer, the race leader, going to be out front by himself. Del Barry going to pick the bottom side. Darren Porter going to go to the top. And that's your top 3. Lights are down. we're going to fill the work on into turn 3. Welchmeyer leads them in. They're going to see that green cone, and that means green flag is back in the air. Down to 1 and 2. They're going to go Ted Welchmeyer still out front, but here comes that 21 of Darren Porter. As Porter right there trying to get around the 05 of Dale Berry, and Porter's going to have that number 2 spot. Oh, look out, Dwayne Anderson almost up into the front stretch wall. Good battle for second. Oh, look out, Dale Berry kind of bobbles it, almost spins out. He's going to go down to the bottom of the track, going to come back up into 4th. Now Dale Berry, Danny O'Neill going to battle it out. It's Welchmeyer, Porter, that's your top 2. O'Neill by a bumper, but Dale Berry right down there on the bottom side. Oh, Berry going to take over 3rd. And we're going to see 2 more trips around this time by. Ted Welchmeyer has a commanding lead in that 21W car out of turn 4. We're going to see the doctor's jacket one more trip around. Oh, we got Dwayne Anderson over there into the wall on turn 2. Out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air for the 21W, Ted Welchmeyer. Darren Porter 2nd and Dale Berry 3rd. So the 10A of Dwayne Anderson up into the wall over there at the top of turn 2. I'll be honest, I didn't quite catch what happened over there. It appears he's trying to get the car moving. So the Midway safety crew are going to get over there and give him a hand. Yeah. He's able to roll, just not smoothly. You know, Dwayne, when I said you couldn't park over here on the front stretch, that doesn't mean park it over there in the wall. But I have faith that Dwayne can get the car fixed and join us back out here later for our feature. So, yeah, that right front is not supposed to look like that. It looks like you may have a tie rod broken on that car or an A-arm or something. We're going to roll out heat number 2 for your POWRi Super Stocks. On the pole, going to be the 04 of Blaine Ewing, and to his outside, the 56 of Mark Davis. Row number 2, going to be the 2A of Ace O'Neill and the 164 of Michael Muskrat. And row 3, going to be the 11 of Derek Brown. Lights are down. They're going to be green flag when we come out of turn 4. And here we go. Blaine Ewing jumps out to an early race lead. He's got Ace O'Neill on the back bumper. Here comes Derek Brown, 3 wide out of 2 down the back stretch. Derek Brown, no stranger to victory lane here. Keep your eye on that 11 car. as of now, it is the 04 of Blaine Ewing out front. Ace O'Neal holds on to second, but he's got Derek Brown down to the bottom side. And Derek Brown going to move up to second. Single file now as it's Blaine Ewing, Derek Brown, Ace O'Neal, Michael Muskrat. But look at this. Derek Brown to the back bumper of Blaine Ewing. Out of turn 4, drag race for the lead. Ewing by half a car. Ace O'Neal holds on to third. Now Derek Brown going to solidify that number 1 spot down the back stretch and into 3. Muskrat going to get into third going into 3. As you got a new race leader and a new number 3. Derek Brown, Blaine Ewing, Michael Muskrat, Ace O'Neal. How the field's lined out right now. They're going to cross the stripe. You're going to see 2 more trips around here for the 11 of Derek Brown. Down the back stretch with a commanding lead into 3. Coming out of turn 4, you're going to see the white flag. 1 more trip around for the 11 of Derek Brown. They're going to go down the back stretch and into 3 for the final time. Checkered flag waves for the 11 of Derek Brown. Blaine Ewing and Michael Muskrat, your top 3. That's going to wrap up your POWRi Super Stocks. All right, so up next, we're going to roll out POWRi Midwest Modifieds. And we're going to roll them out right after we lay some moisture down. But I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting lineup for Heat 1 for your Midwest Modifieds. 3 heats tonight. Heat 1 is going to be the 4 of Tommy Felicia. And to his outside, the 65 Junior Carter Jackson. Row number 2 going to be the 8K of Tyler Knussen and the 28C of Shane Creech. Row 3 going to be the 27 of Terry Williams and the 17 of Logan Ruark. And row number 4 going to be the 71 of Jason Snodgrass. All right, race fans, here we go. Lights are down. We're doubled up, bumper to bumper, door to door. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is going to be in the air for Heat 1 Midwest Modifieds. Says see you bye-bye as he's going to jump out to an early race lead coming out of turn 4. Carter Jackson going to be second, Terry Williams, Logan Ruart, Jason Snodgrass, Shane Creech, and Tommy Felicia. Now Ruart going to try to get around Snodgrass as it is still the 8K out front, followed in by the 65 Junior and then the 27. Tyler Cadunston trying to set the tone early as he has got about a 3/4 of a track lead over the 65 Junior of Carter Jackson. It's all the 8K. Logan Ruark trying to run down the 27 there, Terry Williams. As Ruark gets right to the quarter panel and unable to get up any further. Race leader coming out of turn 4. Williams able to hold on to third. Ruark going to give her a little more go-go juice as he went down to 1 and 2. Two laps remaining here. Uh-oh, Shane Creech almost up into the wall. He was able to get her turned in time. Ruark's got to run down the backstretch on Williams. We're going to come out of turn 4. Going to see the white flag. 1 to go for Tyler Cadunston. And Logan Ruark going to move up into that number 3 spot. Down the backstretch, the field's going to go for the final time. Out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 8K at Tyler Cadunston. Carter Jackson second and Logan Ruark third. That's going to wrap up Heat 1 for your Midwest Modifieds. Up next, going to be Heat number 2. And here's how they're going to line up on the pole. Going to be the 83 of Ben Newell into his outside, the 77 of Zach Willis. Row number 2, going to be the 55 of Adriel Shepard into his outside, the 28D of Dylan Dampier. Row 3, you got the 68 of Zachary Martin. And the 05 of Cody Rhodes. And row number 4, all by his lonesome, going to be the 44R of Randall Cushing. Green flag out of turn 4. Ben Newell, look how Shepard goes around. Everybody's going to avoid. Shepard going to get back on the loud pedal. As your race leader, the 83 of Ben Newell leads them out of turn 4. Lap 1 to Newell, Willis, Dampier, Martin, Rhodes, Cushing, Shepard. A lot of separation already in the field. As Ben Newell, your race leader right now. Oh, look how Cody Rhodes goes around, bringing out the yellow. Yellow is out, yellow, yellow, yellow. So the 05 of Caleb Rhodes loops it around over there in the middle of 1 and 2. All right, race fans, here we go. Delaware double file restart. Ben Newell out front. Zach Will is going to go to the high side. Dylan Dampier going to go down to the bottom side. That's your top three. Green flag is in the air. As we're going to go down to the 1 and 2. Ben Newell right back out there to the race lead. Oh, Willis cuts across the field. That's going to let Dylan Dampier come up into the number 2 spot. Ben Newell gone like yesterday. Now Zach Willis got to run back down his number 2 spot. As Zachary Martin coming down to the bottom side of Willis. Good battle for third. It's still Zach Willis. Dylan Dampier's got 2 Zachs right behind him, the 66 and the 77. That's Zachary Martin going to move up into third. Oh, look out. Zach Willis goes around in 4. And that is the yellow flag. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Here we go. We're stacking them back up. Lights are down. They're going to be green flag out of 4. Down the back stretch and into 3. The field's going to work on in. Coming out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Everybody going to get through 1 and 2 clean and clear. As Ben Newell leads them down into 3 and coming out of turn 4, it is Ben Newell, Zachary Martin, Dylan Dampier, top 3, followed in by Caleb Rhodes, Zach Willis, Adriel Shepard, and Randall Cushing. Oh, look out, Rhodes goes around. And the yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. For the 05 of Caleb Rhodes. All right, so due to the rules, that is the 05 of Caleb Rhodes. That is his second unassisted caution that he's brought out on his own. So due to the rules, he goes pit side. Coming out of turn 4, green flag is in the air with 2 to go. Down the back stretch, we're going to rock and roll. Ben Newell still your race leader. White flag, one more trip around for the 83. Zachary Martin sits in second. Dylan Dampier third. Down the backstretch, they go for the final time in this heat race into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 83 of Ben Newell. Zachary Martin, Dylan Dampier, your top 3. So we're going to lay a little bit of moisture down in between these Midwest modified heat races. I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting lineup for heat number 3. On the pole, going to be the 7C of Derek Cook, and to his outside, the 222 of Brian Pruitt. Row number 2, going to be the 39 of Blake Muhlenberg, and the 75 of Colby Lathrop. Row number 3, going to be the 25 of Eli Muhlenberg, and the 64 of Pete Richardson. All right, here we go. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. Third and final heat race for your Midwest Modifieds. Out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Derek Cook shot from a cannon down the front stretch. Then he got a little wild in 1 and 2, but he's going to hold on to that race lead down the back stretch into 3. But here comes oh, look how Blake gets into the back of Cook. And there is carnage. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. All right, race fans, lights are down. Out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. we hustle. Pete Richardson on the move to the front as he's going to throw it in there hard, slide it right over the nose of Pruitt. Pruitt going to cross him over down the front stretch. Oh, good battle up front here between Richardson and Pruitt. As they go down to the 3 and 4, slide job, crossover. And it's Pete Richardson to the race lead. Brian Pruitt sitting there in second, Derek Cook third. And you got Eli Muhlenberg and Colby Lathrop rounding out your field. Single file. Oh, look out. Brian Pruitt goes around. He collects Derek Cook. Yellow. Everybody stayed rolling except for the 222 of Brian Pruitt. Now he's moving again. All right. We're about to see something spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. The 7C of Derek Cook has a left front flat, but he's going to show you that you don't need that left front to drive a modified. Keep your eye on that 7C of Derek Cook. We've seen Corey Cruzman race with a ski at the Chili Bowl Midget Nationals. Now we're going to see Derek Cook run with a left front flat. Oh, Doctor, looky there. Here we go. The drive is on. Pete Richardson, your race leader. Derek Cook loops it around in 3 and 4. Brian Pruitt goes the wrong direction. Yellow is out. Yellow, 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 yellow. And now Cook's going pit side. right, 5 down, 3 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Single file restart. Into 3, coming out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Oh, look how Colby Lathrop goes around in 1 and 2. And that is a yellow. We go immediately to the yellow. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. Pete Richardson, your race leader. Eli Muhlenberg, Brian Pruitt, Colby Lathrop. That's the field. After we've had some unfortunate events happen in this heat race. Out of turn 4, it is still Richardson. Back stretching into 3, the field's going to go out of turn 4, a white flag. One more trip around for the 64 of Pete Richardson. Coming out of turn 4, you're going to see the checkered flag for the 64 of Pete Richardson. Eli Muhlenberg second and Brian Pruitt third. All right, we're going to lay a little bit more moisture down. And up next, we got POWRi Pure Stocks. That's what I'm excited about. I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting lineup here for Heat 1 for your POWRi Pure Stocks. On the pole, going to be the 13 of Greg Dykstra, and to his outside, the 0 with James Reedus. Row number 2 going to be the 14 of Derek Davis, and the 68 of Rhonda Lampke. And row number 3, all by his lonesome, the 13C of Gary Lamke. All right, race fans, here we go. Lights are down. Bumper to bumper, door to door. They will be green flag when they come out of 4. Green flag going to be in the air. Greg Dykstra down on the bottom side, but the 0 with James Reedus going right to the top shelf. As lap 1 going to go to the 0 with James Reedus. Now Dykstra going to go top side. Derek Davis going to change it up, go down to the bottom side. Davis and Dykstra going to battle it out there for 3rd and 4th, or 2nd and 3rd. As it is Reedus, Davis, Dykstra, Rhonda Lamke, and then Gary Lamke. As we are single file through this heat race here. First heat of 2 for your POWRi Pure Stocks. And it has been all James Reedus since the drop of green. And he is followed in by Derek Davis, Greg Dykstra, Rhonda Lamke, and Gary Lamke. Gary Lamke starting to close the distance there on Rhonda. As they're going to come out of turn 4, it's still Rhonda out front. Out of turn 4, you got 2 to go. For the 0 with James Reedus. A lot of separation between the field. About the only cars close to each other are the husband-wife team of Rhonda and Gary Lamke. White flag one more time around for the 0 with James Reedus. Out of turn 4, coming to the checkered flag, the 0 with James Reedus. Derek Davis 2nd, and Greg Dykstra going to be that number 3. Hey, bud, does your shirt say Peterbilt? Hey, to the guy in the cowboy hat standing up down here by the flag stand. Yeah, get him. Does his shirt say Peterbilt? Hey, guess what? I got the hat to match it. You see, my hat matches your shirt. You want to trade? No? Okay, good. I didn't want to get rid of my hat anyways. Rude. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, here we go. Heat 2 for your POWRi Pure Stocks rolling out shortly. This is how they're going to line up on the poles. It's going to be the 32 of Richard Adams into his outside, the 42 of Trevor Ellingson. Row number 2 going to be the 19 of Trenton Houston and the 21 of Peyton McDowell. Here for our second and final heat race for your POWRi B mods. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Oh, look at that, down through 1 and 2. Everybody bumper to bumper, door to door still. Somebody's got to give. As they're going to go down to the 3, Richard Adams going to lead the way. Coming out of turn number 4, lap 1 goes to the 32 of Richard Adams. Here comes Trenton. Look at this, almost 4 wide coming out of 2. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Ellington and Richard, and McDowell goes around. And he parks it at the bottom of turn 4. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow for the 21 of Peyton McDowell. All right, race fans, we're going to go ahead and just go single file. And it is the 19 of Trenton Houston out front. Richard Adams, Trevor Ellington, and the 21 of Peyton McDowell rounds out the heat. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Down to 1 and 2, Houston leads them. Richard Adams going to fire right back. Oh, Adams gives Houston a little bit of love. And Houston goes around. Ellington slams on the brakes to avoid, and we go back to the yellow. All right, so we are sending the 32 of Richard Adams tailback because we believe he helped Trenton Houston go around over there in turn 4. So that's why he's going tailback. Peyton McDowell, your new race leader. Trevor Ellington, Trenton Houston, Richard Adams. That's how the field's lined out. Down the backstretch and into 3. Green flag going to be back in the air. Oh, looky there. Peyton McDowell down on the bottom side. Going to hold a good line. Going to get a little separation. Trevor Ellington going to go top side. Houston top side. Adams down on the bottom side. Out of turn 4, it's still McDowell, Ellington, Houston, Adams. Trenton Houston going to follow your race leader down around the bottom. Not able to run down that 42. Coming out of turn 4, you're going to see 2 more trips around for the 21 of Peyton McDowell. Oh no, the 42 of Trevor Ellington's got his bumper flapping in the wind. White flag, 1 to go. Look at that thing. Down the back stretch, the field goes for the final time. Into 3. Coming out of turn 4, checkered flag waves for the 21 of Peyton McDowell, Trevor Ellingson, and Trenton Houston, your top 3. Here we go, B-Mods, Heat 1 rolling out. On the pole, going to be the 29 of Bronson Wicker, into his outside, the 5 of Robert White. Row 2, going to be the 65 of Chris Jackson, and the 15 of Ryan Eddy. Row number 3, going to be the 14C of Cody Crabtree, and the 5C of Brian Cook. Down the back stretch and into 3, Wicker, White on that front row. Green flag is in the air. Through 1 and 2, everybody's clean and clear. So we're going to be down the back stretch and into 3. Bronson Wicker going to lead them as they come out of turn 4. It is Wicker, White, Eddy, Jackson, Crabtree, and Cook. That's how the field is. Oh, a little bit of bobble there through 1 and 2 for Wicker. Bronson Wicker down on the bottom side. Here comes the 65 of Chris Jackson up to second. White on the high side trying to hold on to third as he's got Ryan Eddy right down there beside him. Jackson trying to run down the 29 there, Bronson Wicker. Out of turn 4, it's still the 29 of Wicker. Eddy up to third now. 65 of Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson sits in second, unable to run down that 29 machine there of Bronson Wicker. Coming out of turn 4, we're going to see 2 more trips around. For the 29 of Bronson Wicker, can he hold on to that race lead and get a heat race win? Ryan Eddy going to be right there still battling it with the 5 of Robert White. White flag, 1 more trip around for the 29. Down the backstretch, they're going to go for the final time in this heat race. Jackson coming to the top side. Checkered flag waves for the 29 of Bronson Wicker. Chris Jackson, Ryan Eddy, your top 3. So we're going to lay moisture down on the speedway, and I'm going to give you the starting lineup for heat number 2, our second and final heat for your POWRi B-Mods. On the pole, going to be the 77 of Jeremy Hazel, and to his outside, the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. Row number 2, going to be the 44T of Casey Thomas, and the 2 of Eric Graves. And row 3, the 55 of Colson Kirk, and the 9 of Ken Schrader. Second and final B-Mod heat race, and then we got POWRi Hornets. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Waylon Dimmitt jumps out there early. Waylon Dimmitt, Jeremy Hazel, Eric Graves, your top 3. Casey Thomas, Ken Schrader, Colson Kirk. Out of turn 4. It's all Waylon Dimmitt right now. Eric Graves sits in second. Jeremy Hazel. Casey Thomas going to battle out there for third and fourth. As Colson Kirk sits in fifth, watches the battle unfold. Laps ticking down here in our final B-Mod heat race. Waylon Dimmitt a full straightaway lead over the 2 of Eric Graves. Casey Thomas now into third. Now Colson Kirk trying to get around the 77 there, Jeremy Hazel. They're going to cross the stripe. You're going to see 2 more trips around. White flag. 1 to go for the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. Eric Graves, Casey Thomas, that's your top 3. Checkered flag waves for the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. Eric Graves, Casey Thomas rounding out your top 3. That's going to wrap up your POWRi B-Mod heat races. Up next, going to be some POWRi Hornets. On the pole for Heat 1, going to be the 28J of Martin Jared Mooney, and his outside the 20 of Tim Day. Row number 2, going to be the 3M of Bobby Mooney, and the 44 of Shorty Dublin. Row number 3, going to be the 8 of Jim Wilson, and the 3C of Charlie O'Neill. And row number 4, going to be the 2M of Corbin Mooney. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Nope, no start, no start, no start. Into 3, we're going to try it again. Green flag is in the air. Tim Day jumps out to the race lead, but he's got Dublin and Mooney right behind him. Lap 1 going to go to the 20 car. Bobby Mooney up to second. Now Bobby Mooney going to try to run down that 20 of Tim Day as they're going to go down the back stretch and into 3. Tim Day hugging the tires down around the bottom of the speedway. Shorty Dublin sits in third, Corbin Mooney fourth, Charlie O'Neill fifth, Jim Wilson and Martin Jared Mooney. But it is all the 20 of Tim Day right now, but he's got that 3M. Uh-oh. Shorty Dublin off the power, going pit side. Out of turn 4, going to be a drag race up here, and it is still the 20 of Tim Day. Oh, now Bobby Mooney's got the run down the backstretch and into 3-lap traffic. Drag race to the line, and it is the 3M of Bobby Mooney taking over that number 1 spot. But here comes his son, Corbin Mooney. Threw it in there way hard, trying to catch his dad and the 20 of Tim Day. Backstretch, Bobby Mooney starts to pull away from the field. Corbin Mooney starts to catch up to Tim Day as we got the white flag. One more trip around for the 3M. As the 28J about to have some company there. You see Martin Jared Mooney going through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, checkered flag waves for the 3M of Bobby Mooney. Tim Day barely, Corbin Mooney third. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, our second and final heat race of the evening. Going to be heat 2 for your POWRi Hornets. On the pole, the 66 of Max Dublin, and to his outside, the 18 of Dunn Brent. Row number 2 going to be the 9 of Kyle Dunn and the 6 of Dustin Reeves. And row number 3 going to be the 18D of Max Dunn and the 2 of Justin Day. So the 18D of Max Dunn unable to make it to the heat race. Green flag is in the air. Oh, look out. Max Dublin down the backstretch leads them. Here comes the 9 of Kyle Dunn. Dustin Reeves trying to get around the 18 of Dunn Brent. Dustin Reeves gets around Max Dublin. You got a new race leader going into 3. Out of turn 4, it's the 6 of Dustin Reeves, Max Dublin, and Justin Day. Now Justin Day going to take the 2 car to the 2 spot. As we're going to be single file down the backstretch into 3. Coming out of turn 4, it is all Dustin Reeves out front. Out of turn 4, still the 6 of Dustin Reeves. Justin Day second, Max Dublin third. Dunn Brent right there in 4th, but Kyle Dunn down to the bottom side. Justin Day starting to close the gap there. Trying to run down Reeves. Kyle Dunn gets around Dunn Brent. Okay, so I've been saying this name wrong. Somehow, on my race pass, the 18 there, his name is Brent Dunn, but it's put into my race pass as Dunn Brent. So I apologize. White flag. One more trip around for the 6 of Dustin Reeves. He's got Justin Day all over the back bumper. Max Dublin third right now. But up front, the battle is on. Into 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn 4 to the checkered flag, the 6 of Dustin Reeves. Justin Day second. And Max Dublin brings home third.